Exactly.
How many ads do you think a human sees every single day? How many advertisements do you think a human sees every single day?
I would say, I mean, it depends on how long they're on their device. Let's say they're on their device for an hour and they're on social for an hour a day, 100.
Okay. So just a data point that you can use for when you're trying to get people's attention. The last time I've been able to find a number that's even close to this is 2013, right? So 8 years ago. Humans consume 5,000 ads every single day. 5,000 ads.
God.
So when you're talking about getting someone's attention,
wow,
you are competing against 4,999 others every single day. So that's why you can't just send one email. That's why you can't just send one DM, right? It takes a lot. That's why you have to go different platforms. You have to pick up the phone, knock on their door, or whatever.
Yeah, that's right.
Because you are competing against. I think that number's probably
that
double
is
now,
crazy.
Right? Yeah.
That is
crazy.
If
you take that one step further, I think a plate can only hold so much before things start falling off. So then, if you do get someone's attention, in order to once you take that attention, someone else is going to fall off that plate. So then it becomes the retention piece of how do I keep that going.
I have a funny story of that, actually. We were running an experiment, excuse me, at one of my companies, and we were testing email frequency. So how many times should we email somebody to get them to kind of stick around, right? Somebody had screwed up and sent an email sequence that I think it was like one email every other day for 5 days. So there were like a sequence of 3 or 5 emails. I can't remember the exact metrics. But what they screwed up was that they actually cloned that same exact campaign with the same exact content to go out twice a day. So the same user was getting the same message twice very aggressively. That cohort outperformed every other one, even though there was no new value created in the second email. I haven't been able to convince anybody since to run that because nobody thinks it's right. And I feel a little weird about doing it.
Don't things like a MailChimp or ConvertKit do that? Like they say, hey, this part of your list hasn't opened it. Resend this thing.
They are starting to do that. ConvertKit is starting to do that now. They really are.
Craig, with that, what do you tell founders if they give you any pushback to you about email frequency concerning, well, if I do it too much, my unsubscribe rate is going to go too high? How do you counter that point?
I love unsubscribes.
Yeah, me too.
Because if somebody unsubscribes, it means that they're engaged enough to unsubscribe, and they should be off the list. So first of all, the general rule that I look at is, am I personally hearing people complaining? Are they screaming at me that I'm doing too much? And if they are, then I'll probably tone it back. But I mean, I brought a head of growth for activation on to Growth University. As one of our team members right now is full-time, is kind of just doing that. And we're starting to throttle that up. So we want to get to that threshold and then pull it back. Now, there's a difference between like solicited and unsolicited. So if you're doing unsolicited emails, that's a whole different ballgame. And I would urge you to go look into the legality and figure that stuff out separately. But if you've got an email list and you're not hearing back from people that are saying, hey, you're emailing me too frequently, then I would ratchet it up. Look at the unsubs. That's a healthy indicator. And then you're going to have a whole bunch of people that are just never engaging. Prune your list every month, right? That's one of the takeaways, I think, is that if you simply remove so let's say you've got 1,000 people on your list and 100 haven't opened in the last, call it 2 or 3 months, just unsub them from the list. Guess what? Your open rates go up when you do that. All the metrics start to readjust and you get a better, more engaged audience. And that's kind of
they're not watching anyway.
Yeah, they're not watching anyway. Exactly. So those are the things that I would do. In general, I've actually never seen a company, honestly, I've never seen a company do too much in terms of email. To the point, I've never been on a list that's done too much that I haven't just unsubbed from if it is too much. Generally, just people aren't doing enough.
Really interesting.
It is interesting, right? I mean, there are plenty of people who I used to love, and now I'm like, it's too much. But like, I still respect them. It's just at some point, like, I don't need that anymore. But it's the same thing as like trying to get people to keep watching on a Netflix show. It's like, what is it going to take, right? And it's interesting.
Sometimes it helps qualify who isn't the right audience if you're really persistent. And if you are persistent and you're seeing that good engagement, then you might be onto something that is actually relevant and viable to them. You're not going to be everything for everybody.
Right. And it's interesting. I mean, so many salespeople out there, people that are selling that aren't salespeople.
Right.
they're like, they don't ever want to make that call back because they don't want to get the no. And it's like, as long as they don't get the no, there's still a chance that they say yes.
That's
So
right.
you're saying there's a chance.
You're saying there's a chance.
Are you stuck at your home office, socially distanced coffee shop, or your fancy all bricked out corner office, wondering why no one can see your business and sales are all over the place? Sounds like you need a pro. That's why I developed the Anomaly Academy. Insert clever copy here. Oh, I guess I was supposed to put something else there. Oops. You can grab access to the Anomaly Academy now at zackmillersays.com/Anomaly Academy.